Hey, what's up? I want to follow up a little bit on my last video and the comments that I was making in that last video. I think the smart people who come to me, yes, in the beginning, I think they are intrigued or interested about the MMT. A lot of people are. MMT is really catching on. I would say there are very few people out there who deeply understand MMT. I got involved with MMT back in 2001. That's when I met Warren Mosler. So, I've been involved in this branch of economics now for 17 years. And I have also, I think, helped to broaden it in my blog, Mike Norman Economics. As I said in my last video, we have come up and have uncovered, discovered, whatever word you want to use, aspects of MMT that even the original founders were not really aware of. So I have brought it to another level in that sense, and I have also brought it to another level in the applied sense. I talk a lot about the applied use of MMT, and nobody has my background, which is a formal training in economics, and then involvement in the MMT movement for 17 years now. And on top of that, the trading background. I've been a member of 4 exchanges, a floor trader on the New York Futures Exchange, the NYMEX, the COMEX, and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. All right. In addition, trading and managing money for a large hedge fund and also for a major international bank where I was running their prop desk. So kind of synthesizing all of that background, the economics background, the practical trading background, all that stuff. But I think the people who have benefited most have been the people who have taken to heart not the approach, not even the MMT necessarily, although that in itself is an enlightenment. I think people appreciate that from the standpoint of being enlightened. The courses that I have created, the video courses, particularly the Understanding the Daily Treasury Statement course. I mean, that resource. And again, you're talking about myself, my group, we are the 0.00000. It's infinitesimally small. Even in the world of economics, the number of people who not just understand that, but really understand that on a deep level, utilize that resource on a daily basis, apply the information in that resource to trading and economic forecasting. I mean, nobody does that. Nobody does that. I don't even care. You could be talking to somebody at Goldman Sachs. They all have it wrong. And we see they all have it wrong because I'm always the first one out with the correct forecasts. And, a lot of that stuff comes from the understanding of MMT and utilizing resources like the Daily Treasury Statement. But the main thing, and I'm getting to this now, the main thing, the main value, long-term value, transformational value that I provide, I have to say, is the mental game aspect. I mean, nobody combines all these elements. You maybe have a guy who says he understands MMT. I've seen some of these goofy YouTube channels where basically it's some kind of glorified technical analysis and they think they're calling it MMT. But nobody combines all the deep understanding, the application, the unique insights that we have brought here, and the mental game and a system of mental game. My PADDT, patience, alignment, detachment, discipline, and trust, something I teach also in my Forex video course. Now, I've said on my videos here many times, too many times to count, that I could throw darts at a dartboard and make money. You can't. Some of my followers probably can now because they've been well trained in mental game, and they have a very strong and rigorous mental game right now. I know some of them, and I know that they've come here. They started with nothing, They started with zero mental game. I would say even impaired mental game, to the point that it was kind of bringing them every time to the point of self-sabotage, and they were able to turn that around. Mine was developed over a course of nearly 40 years of trading. I got involved in the markets in 1979. We're in, what, 2018, so 39 years, okay? And throughout a large part of that time, even though I was kind of a gifted analyst and very thoughtful person and very analytical, I would screw myself up. I didn't have the mental game. It was only when I realized that that was the element, that was the missing part of the puzzle, that I turned everything around. So I don't care about the system. To me, it has no, and that's also part of my mental game concept of alignment. I tell people, use what is an approach that is most aligned to your personality, okay? Because that eliminates conflict. It eliminates some stress, not all. You're always going to have to face that. That's another thing that I taught so many people, is the ability to kind of push through, that there's no shortcuts, there's no easy way around. And the best thing for you to learn is to embrace the hardship, embrace the aspect of the game that derails and ends up killing most people, is the stress, the anxiety, the worry, the fear sometimes, the emotional states, high and low. That's what does people in. And the ones who have really benefited. So, when you say a stupid thing like, "Oh, I can get that for 5% of your cost," I mean, that is a moron speaking. That is somebody with less than half a brain, who doesn't understand value, who could see a diamond right there in front of their eyes and think it's a pebble. I can't help a person like that. A person like that cannot even help themselves, because they have precluded any possibility of advancing their lives because of a false belief of the existence of shortcuts, the avoidance, the need to avoid hardship, difficulty, discomfort, okay? We, as Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 6 traders here, the ones who have really caught on and understand, we embrace that. We seek that out. We look for that. We want that. That is our comfort zone. You see how we turned it around? We have taken an environment that most people will run from, that most people will do anything to avoid at any cost. And we have turned that around in our minds as something that we run towards, we embrace, we seek out. We go after that. That's the environment we want to be in at all times. We don't like it when it's easy. I tell you something. In the last few weeks, I've been waking up every morning. All my positions are going my way. I don't like that. Yeah, it's great. My account's going way up. I told you a couple of weeks ago, I doubled my Forex account in, 3 months. 100% gain. I don't like that. I mean, I love the money. Don't get me wrong. I like waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning when I wake up to go to the gym and do my exercise and seeing everything against me. I like that. You know why? Because that makes me stronger. It makes me more resilient. It gives me something to challenge myself emotionally. And I know when I push through that, even if it's an incremental amount, I have gained something. I have forged myself in that process, strengthened myself, toughened myself, made myself more resilient. And that, folks, that's what this game is all about. Like Bruce Lee once said, martial arts, when he spoke about martial arts is the true expression of oneself. He didn't say it's about fighting. He didn't say it's about combat. He said martial arts is the true expression of oneself, and I have applied Bruce Lee's philosophy to what we do as traders. And I have said that trading, this business will expose you. It will expose the real you, whether you want to accept that or not, whether you want to change that and move it in a different direction, a direction that is positive and beneficial for you and that will produce results. That is your choice, but it will expose you. And I've actually had some honest people from time to time who have either taken my courses or subscribed to my reports saying, you know what, Mike, it has exposed me and I don't want to do this. They quit. They quit. It's like the SEAL team, basic training, the buds. If you don't want to do it anymore, the instructors are more than happy to let you quit. You take your helmet off, you place it down in the middle of that courtyard, you ring the bell, and you're out of there. Okay, you can ring the bell. All of you can ring the bell. And those of you who think you're not ringing the bell because you're going somewhere that's 5% of the cost of what I do, you're ringing the bell. Let me tell you, you are ringing the bell. So that's all there is to it, folks. It is the mental aspect, and many of you now really deeply, profoundly understand what I'm talking about because I've helped a lot of you come up to that level, and you know who you are. So that's all I want to say in this video. See you guys later. Bye-bye.